Hi, this is O.C. Farrell, and we've been encouraging you to ask some questions. And we do have a question this week from Joanne Fredrickson. And her question is, I was wondering if you could suggest any simulation resources for students to practice making decisions and experiencing the consequences of those decisions. Well, we certainly can provide simulation for making decisions. It's much harder to establish the feeling of consequences from those decisions. So I've often told people that you almost have to be out in the business world to really experience the consequences. But let me tell you about the behavioral simulation that we've posted this week. It's SoyDry. SoyDry can be used in the classroom. You need to divide the class into teams of 5, and each team will get a role and information about an overview of a ethical dilemma or situation. In this particular case, you'll be able to see that it's a soy derivative company that has 3 products, Slab Dry, Pet Dry, and Baby Dry, and there's been some confusion in the marketplace, and there's going to have to be quick decisions to make sure that consumers do not misuse the product. It's always the responsibility of the manufacturer and the marketer to make sure that consumers do not misuse or become injured in any way from product misuse. So this is what the case is about. But what we've found, placing the students in a role, one can be vice president of marketing, one can be vice president of public relations, vice president of production and manufacturing. Those are the different roles that are assigned. Each student has his or her own information about the case. So we usually find it's best that they meet in their teams for about 45 minutes and discuss the case, and then they write up um, a response to management about what to do, and they're supposed to break it into 3 time periods: the short term, the intermediate term, and the long term. And believe it or not, what we've found is that students actually struggle with defining what is short term, what is intermediate term, and what is long term. You know, we normally look at short term as less than maybe a month to 2 weeks. Intermediate term is like 1 to 3 months, and long term is, usually at least over 3 months and maybe 3 months to a year in duration. But it's interesting in looking at this ethical problem. You've got to determine what you can do within a particular time period. Students seem to really enjoy interacting and talking and trying to make a decision. I normally have them write this up as a 1.5 to 2.5 page report to management about what to do in this particular situation. And we call these behavioral situations because they're paper and pencil simulations where we're not on the computer, and we know we can't resolve all the problems in business on a computer. Sometimes we have to talk to other human beings, and these simulations provide the dynamics of ethical decision making in a team environment that usually happens in business. So I think you'll enjoy this. Now, you have the SoyDry simulation. I encourage you to use it in class. But if you'll go to our website, the danielsethics.mgt.unm.edu website, you will find another simulation. It's National Farm and Garden. And National Farm and Garden, exact same type of simulation, but it deals with another situation where a company is making a product. It's a kind of a rototiller, and the consumers forget to put or find it too difficult to put a safety shield on the device, and it causes some injuries. And again, do you tell the consumers about what to do, or do you try to cover it up, or you have decisions like that to make. So I hope that you will take a look at these behavioral simulations. Uh, I have often done student evaluations and found that students will say they probably learned more or enjoyed the experience of ethical decision making through the simulation than almost any activity we used in a particular semester. And to some extent, you can't really know the consequences of the decision, but on the other hand, you can simulate that by debriefing the students afterwards, having maybe each team tell what they decided, and then try to discuss with them what the consequences of those decisions might be. So keep those questions coming, and we're always here for you if you need us.